Alright, hello and welcome into the RNGIDP channel. Happy to have you here for another baseball game in my 2015 randomized Nuz League here on the RNGIDP channel. Happy that you're with me here tonight. And last night was a fun night. We had a good game between San Diego and Los Angeles. If you didn't check that one out, it's up on the channel. You should check it out. That was game number 200. So we continue here with game day 15 out of 30. At the end of this game day, we'll be halfway there. So we are continuing in the KL, which is the facsimile of the NL. And we use pitchers batting in this side. In the AL, we use DH. So looking forward to another ball game tonight. And if you're new to the channel, St. Louis has become my favorite team to play with in this replay or series, whatever you want to call it, because of one man that I didn't know existed until I got the 2015 set rolling, and that is Hank Conger. We'll see him catching today for St. Louis, and boy, is his card fun to use, and so is St. Louis's team, and we've got a good one tonight with them. St. Louis is 9-4 and up to third in the KL. They will be coming into this ball game after winning in New York against the Metagross 7-6, so a close game there. And if I remember correctly, this was a while ago. It was a walk-off. I'll have to check, but I think it was. St. Louis is 9-4, and they travel to Miami to take on the Malamar, who are 5-8 and sit in 12th place right now. Miami lost their last game to San Francisco and now have dropped 2 in a row. They're at home for this one. It should be a good game. Thanks for joining me. I see Jerry Ball checking in the live chat. Hello to you, Jerry. Hope you're having a good night. Let me introduce you to the pitcher for the Miami Malamar. I had these cards out just checking something real quick, but it will be Chad Bettis as the pitcher for Miami, the hometown Miami Malamar. And Chad Bettis' numbers so far in the season aren't that great. He has struggled in his 2 appearances. He's 1-1, so he does have a victory. He's only gone 7 innings, though. And in those 7 innings, one of those starts was good, one was not. He's given up 17 hits, 11 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, and 3 walks. That's a 14.14 ERA for Chad Bettis. So he's looking to turn things around tonight. And this is the lineup that he will face for St. Louis to get it done. St. Louis runs out Kevin Pillar to lead things off. They do have one injury for St. Louis. That's Danny Espinosa. He should be back the next game, but as of now, they have no carded second baseman. So Espinosa is out, and they're going to have to make do with no second baseman, and I'll get to that in a minute. Kevin Pillar is the leadoff man. He is hitting .246 right now, paired doubles, a homer, and 1 RBI. Following him will be Starlin Castro, the shortstop. He is the backup second baseman, but they have no other shortstops as well, so Castro is having to stay at short. He's hitting .212 right now with a homer and 5 RBI. Ryan Howard is the first baseman. He's playing at the lefty, hitting in the 3 spot. Ryan Howard is hitting .415 right now on the season. That's second in the the KL. Second only to DJ LeMahieu. So Ryan Howard has been hitting well so far this season. He's got 8 doubles to go along with that high average, as well as 4 home runs and 11 RBI. JD Martinez is the cleanup man. He's been hitting pretty well. He's at .327, three doubles, 3 homers, and 7 RBIs. Will Myers is the left fielder. Will Myers is hitting .359. So this St. Louis offense, it can hit the ball. Myers is hitting pretty well, .359 with 5 homers, which leads the team, and 12 RBI, which lead the team. Hank Conger, there's the man right there. He's hitting 6th. He's the switch-hitting catcher. He's hitting .347 is Hank Conger. with a double, a triple, and 4 home runs. He also has 8 RBI. So Conger, look at that. The reason why I like using his card so much is because he can mash the ball. Look at these columns. You probably can't see him that well, but look at those. He's got a lot of black ink, especially in this one column against right-handers. But then the fun part comes when he's on defense, because his arm is a +4. So any kind of running game is green light, go, go, go against him. So he's batting 6th. And we'll see if the running game for Miami can be ignited tonight. Eric Campbell is the makeshift second baseman for St. Louis today. He's in the 7th spot. Not a great hitter as Campbell. He's hitting .200. He does have 3 doubles, but that is about all. Casey McGee comes in to play third base. McGee is hitting 4 for 10 so far in the season in his limited duty, and he'll look to continue that tonight. And they've got a good hitting pitcher on the mound tonight. That'll be Ryan Vogelsong. He's using the number 6 card. He's a normal power hitting right-handed batter. So I think we're ready to get this thing started. Jerry Ball says Hank looking for the Triple Crown. Well, he might be. He can hit the ball, but and we can't take him out because see, this is the catch-22 for St. Louis, because Hank is hitting so well, and if he wasn't, you think, all right, well, we'll go to the backup just because he's not a defensive liability. Well, the backup is Willian Rosario, and he is a catcher with a 5 X rating, a 5 range, you should say. His arm is a 0, so in a defensive replacement, you could probably go to him. But his card is not all that great either, so they're rolling with Conger, and they just have to try and make do. And so far they have. St. Louis is, as I said, 3rd in the standings. And I dropped my die. I don't know where it went. Hold on. There it is, right under my chair. Okay. I think we're ready to roll here now. Chad Bettis will lead off with Kevin Pillar, Starlin Castro, and Ryan Howard. Here on the RNGIDP channel. Just getting ready to start here. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all the support you've been having for me. This is a 2-6, and Kevin Pillar opens the game with a single straight up the middle. So Pillar is aboard. 1 man on to start the game here. And now Starlin Castro. And while we're here, Pillar is an A stealer. So let's take a look at the catcher, who is Yan Gomes. Yan Gomes has a -1 arm, so it'd be a 1-15. They are going to have to hold him, so it'll be a 1-13. However, he's a -1, so it's a 1-12 chance if he steals. Starlin Castro is a B hit and run player. But early in the game, they're just going to let him hit. And it's a 1-5, and maybe they shouldn't. That's a bouncer to second base. That's Ivan De Jesus. He wheels and fires to Lowry, back to first base, and Justin Smoke. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Just getting underway here, and a double play ball from Chad Bettis. And maybe we should have put some movement on the bases. Well, too late for that now. It's bases clear for Ryan Howard. And the big lefty, he's got a ballpark single chance. It's a 50-50 shot, and that one's going to sneak through out into left field. And Ryan Howard is aboard. Howard just keeps hitting. His average is over 400. He's one of only a few players left that are over 400 in the KL. We saw DJ LeMahieu last night, and he snuck a hit by in 4 chances. So his average dipped a little bit, but he's still way over 450 at this point. And JD Martinez now against Chad Bettis. And this has a chance at a double. It's hit out to center field. A 1-8, it'll be a double, and no, the center fielder, John Jay, is going to make the catch. And that'll retire the top side of the first. So nothing doing for St. Louis. they had 2 runners reach, but can't do anything to bring them home. And now we move to the bottom half and introduce you to the pitcher for St. Louis, Ryan Vogelsong. Ryan Vogelsong has, I believe he's only had 1 start on the season. He went 6 innings. He got the victory. He only gave up 4 hits, one earned run. He struck out 7 and only walked 2. So Vogelsong pitched pretty well in that 1 appearance, and this will be the starting lineup for Miami opposing him. Not a great hitting team is Miami, but as I said, you never know. If somebody gets on base, they're going to try and play some small ball and steal some bases against Conger. Jed Lowry will be the leadoff man. He's hitting .208 at the moment with 6 doubles, which leads the team from the leadoff spot. Ivan DeJesus is the second baseman. We saw him in the field turn that double play. Ivan DeJesus is just a tick under the Mendoza line at 196. He's got a pair of doubles and a triple with 1 RBI. David Peralta is the right fielder. He's up to 314 right now with 5 doubles and 3 triples. He does have a home run as well as 8 runs batted in. Those 3 triples are tied for second right now in the KL. And guess who he's behind? Yep, DJ LeMahieu. He's got 4. Justin Smoke is the first baseman and batting cleanup. The switch hitter is batting a paltry 222 right now. He does have 3 homers, though, and 5 RBI. In left field today is Kyle Schwarber. Miami kind of has a rotating door, a slew of left fielders. None of them are great fielders. And so Kyle Schwarber, the lefty, gets the nod today. He's hitting 7 for 24 in his appearances with 2 home runs and 4 RBI. Yan Gomez is catching today. He's hitting .239 with a pair of homers and 5 RBI. You notice in the theme, seems like everybody has a pair of homers here and 5 RBI on this team. Connor Gillespie, is the third baseman today, the lefty. He's 2 for 11 in his limited appearances. John Jay is out in center field, another lefty. They're loading up on these lefties in this lineup today. He's at 300 right now. So John Jay hitting pretty well. Out hitting his card, that's for sure. This card has a 210 average, but in our series, he's hitting 300 with a homer and 2 RBI. And Chad Bettis will hit for himself. He's a weak hitting right-handed batter. So we're ready to launch here in the bottom of the first. And Jed Lowry will lead off against Ryan Vogelsong. Vogelsong deals to Lowry, who steps in from the left-hand side. And this will be a tough chance for the shortstop right out of the box. That's Starlin Castro. He's a 3-range shortstop. A 3.9 is going to go to his E rating. An E28, and we rolled a 2, so this one could be trouble. A E28 and a 2. All right, so we need to roll another one. A 1 to 5, and it's a 2-base error. It's a 5, and so Castro gets down on the ball, and he makes an errant throw over to first, and it goes into the camera well. And so Lowry is going to be on second after a 2-base error from the shortstop, Starlin Castro. So no steal necessary this time, as Lowry ends up at second base on a crazy wild throw that he made. Rushed that throw, and it was not even close. The first baseman, Ryan Howard, who's not all that athletic anyway, couldn't make a jumping catch to grab it. Now Ivan DeJesus with a man on second. And this is a fly ball out to center field. The center fielder, Kevin Pillar, is going to grab it and fire it in quickly to keep Lowry at second base. Jerry Ball says left field by committee. Yeah, that's what I was I was grasping at straws trying to see if that would come to my head, and that's what I was trying to say, and you got it right there. It is. If you look at their bench, they have Michael Conforto and Mike Napoli on the bench. So they've got some good pinch hitters here, even though they all kind of strike out a lot. And Kyle Schwarber gets the nod today. David Peralta now in right field, and he's batting third. Man on first, that's Jed Lowry. And it's a 1-6, and David Peralta gets caught looking. Was looking for his pitch. It never came, and that's the second out of the inning. Vogelsong strikes out Peralta, and now it's up to Smoke. Will he be able to get the run home from second? Or will Vogelsong wiggle out of it and keep his defense happy? And he's going to hit Justin Smoke. He plunks him with the pitch, trying to cheat inside, and got a little too far in there. And now Smoke is aboard, and it will be the aforementioned Kyle Schwarber. The big man digs in, and Vogelsong deals. It's a 5-3. This one's hit out to left field. Will Myers is the left fielder. We rolled a 20. He is a 4-ranged left fielder, and he's just going to make the play. That's the one place on there that he makes the play. And Will Myers makes a nice sliding grab. Probably didn't need to make the slide, but he goes ahead and makes it, and that will be the third out. And we're through one. It's scoreless. The error by Starlin Castro didn't come back to hurt him. A leadoff error, and Vogelsong works out of it. Al Red Sox fan checking in. Hello, Al. I watched him earlier. He had a football game between, 66 Boston Patriots against the 72 Dolphins. And if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. Al does a good job on his play-by-play. It's fun to hear him do that. Chad Bettis now will face Will Myers, Hank Conger, and Eric Campbell. And Bettis deals to Myers, and that's a fly ball out to left. Kyle Schwarber being tested here early, and he's going to make the play. Now, hammering Hank Conger. He comes up and bats from the left side. And this will be a ballpark single chance, a 1-10, and it's through, and it is not. That's going to be snagged by the second baseman, Ivan De Jesus. Doesn't he know that the narrative is that he's supposed to let those balls through against Conger? Maybe Conger's saving his heroics for later in the game. Eric Campbell, 2 quick outs here now. Against the righty, Chad Bettis, and that'll poke through out into left field. That's a 2-out base knock for Eric Campbell. Schwarber grabs it and fires it into the infield, and even doing so, he just doesn't look very comfortable out there in left. Casey McGee now, the third baseman. Hit pretty well so far in his limited time. And he's not going to get it done this time. That's going to be a fly ball out to right. David Peralta patrols out there, and he makes the catch easily, and we're out of this top of the second. St. Louis still scoreless here. And now it'll be Ryan Vogelsong to face the lineup of Jan Gomes, Cole Gillespie, and John Jay. 2 men reached in the bottom of the first, but both reached not via hit. One got hit by a pitch and then an error as well. And Jan Gomes gets caught looking against Vogelsong, who's got that strikeout pitch right where he wants it. And there's one away. Connor Gillespie. I get him and Cole Gillespie. Every time I say their names, I say it wrong. I'm sorry, you two. I'm just happy you guys aren't on the same team. So Gillespie sees a pitch, and he dribbles one to Castro. Will he be able to make the play this time? Castro not looking confident out in the field. He's a shortstop 3. That's a 14, but he's going to make the play this time. He made sure to get down on it and to make a nice, confident throw, and he fires a 90-mile-an-hour fastball over to first base. And there's 2 down. John Jay now. Jay is hitting 300, and he's in the 8th spot right now. This is a 5-10. That's a ballpark single chance. And that's going to get snagged by the second baseman, Eric Campbell, who's filling in today for the injured Danny Espinosa. But he makes a fine play there, playing out of position. And that will end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Vogelsong. And he will lead off the top half of the 3rd. And when we come back here, so Chad Bettis will face the pitcher, Ryan Vogelsong. And if you're noticing this, like I just did, well, I noticed before I played, but I didn't want to erase it. My wife was back in the in our studio here, and she must have been using the computer. She was buying some new shoes or something, and she left me a nice little note. So I left it there because I didn't want to erase it. I thought that was cute. So my wife checking in here in the game tonight. Chad Bettis will pitch to Ryan Vogelsong. And this one's a bouncer to short. Jed Lowry getting tested for the first time today. Jed Lowry is a 4-range shortstop, a 4-17. Lowry goes into the hole, and he makes a jumping throw, and that's going to be enough to get the pitcher, Vogelsong, who didn't look all that interested in running and busting it down the line. So 1 out now, and Bettis will pitch to Kevin Pillar, who led off the game with a single and was erased on a double play the very next batter. Here he is facing Bettis for the second time, and he draws a walk. So Pillar is aboard. It does look a little bit like I wrote that, doesn't it? I thought about that. I thought about erasing it because it does look like I'm saying I love myself, but I can't write that neatly. So you'll have to believe me. The statistician's checking in. Hello, statistician. Kevin Pillar is on base after walking. He is an A stealer, and Jan Gomes is a -1. I'm just reminding myself more than anything. And so that'll be a 1-12 chance if he tries to run. He is being held, so that'd be a 1-13, -1, a 1-12. With Starlin Castro up and already grounded into a double play, Kevin Pillar is going to take off for second. A 1-12, and he makes it. It's an 18, and so Jan Gomes erases him at second. That is a caught stealing for Kevin Pillar, and Jan Gomes showing off the arm there. So now Castro with 2 outs. And this will be a ballpark single chance, a 1-10, and it's through, and of course it is, right? You know, as soon as you get caught stealing, the guy behind you is going to get a hit. And so Starlin Castro is aboard. A 2-out knock for him. And it will be Ryan Howard, the batter, who singled in his first chance in the first inning. And now it's a 1-7, and that's going to be a fly out to center field. John Jay makes the easy play. And what do you say? We're out of the 3rd. Well, the top side at least. So the score remains scoreless. And Jerry Ball says, wife and shoes? That's like saying Ryan and strikeout. Well, yeah, you're right. And she's been looking at, I think she reached the very end of the internet looking for a pair of shoes that she really, really wanted. And she finally found one today, and I noticed the bank account got a little soft, a little lighter today. Ryan Vogelsong now to pitch to the bottom of the third. It will be the 9 spot with Chad Bettis, and then we flip to the top with Jed Lowry and Ivan DeJesus. Bettis, not a great hitter. He's using the number 1 card, and he gets a hold of this one, but it's going to be at the third baseman, and McGee has no trouble picking it and firing it across the diamond, and there's one out. Now Jed Lowry. Lowry reached on that error by Castro last time, and that was a 6 before I dropped it. He's a lefty, and he's going to strike out. So 2 quickly gone here. It's the 3rd strikeout for Vogelsong on the day. And now Ivan DeJesus comes up with the bases empty. He flied out to the center fielder, Kevin Pillar, as last time. And it's a 1-7, and he's going to fly out to the left fielder, Will Myers, this time. So another 1-2-3 inning for Vogelsong, who's chugging along here pretty well. And we're scoreless through 3. Statistician, did you go bowling tonight? I went yesterday, Sunday, and man, I can barely walk today. My knees are killing me. Those old catcher's knees, man, rough go of it today. And now it will be, oops, I forgot to switch the pitchers out, didn't I? Chad Bettis will face the top of the 4th, which would be J.D. Martinez, Will Myers, and then Hammer and Hank Conger, the 4, 5, 6 batters. It's 0-0 here in the top of the 4th. And this is a 4-8. A 4-8. You'll have to believe me, that die moved on me. And that'll be a strikeout. That's the first strikeout of the day for Chad Bettis. And it comes against the power hitting J.D. Martinez. And now, Will Myers. Myers flew out to his opposite number, a fly out to left field in Kyle Schwarber. And this time he sees a pitch and gets caught looking. That's 2 in a row now for Chad Bettis. And it'll be Hank Conger. It'll be up to him to keep the inning alive. He steps in from the left-hand side. And against the righty Chad Bettis, it's a 1-5. And Hank Conger is doing it again. He gets a hold of this one. How far will it fly? It's going to bounce and hit the wall, and it'll roll. And that's going to be a double for Hank Conger. Hammer and Hank Conger is standing at second with a stand-up double. It's with 2 outs. And now Eric Campbell with Conger at second. Campbell singled his first time up. And not this time. He swings and misses. Swings right through that pitch. And Chad Bettis strikes out the side with a double from Conger mixed in between. So Conger gets left at second. St. Louis gets left off the scoreboard as we move to the bottom of the 4th. And so Vogelsong will face the 3, 4, 5 batters of Peralta, Smoke, and Schwarber. A good ball game here. A pitcher's duel between Vogelsong and Bettis. And Vogelsong will go back to work. He struck out Peralta his last time up. And not this time. Peralta's going to get a base hit, and that's going to get out into the outfield corner and kick around. It kicks away from the center fielder, Kevin Pillar, and Peralta keeps running and keeps running, and he ends up at third with a leadoff triple. So Peralta thought he might have had a single there, but it kicked off and jutted out into center field, and Pilar couldn't track it down. He has good speed, and he makes it to third. So now Justin Smoke is up to bat, and they're going to bring the infield in. Infield comes in trying to save that run, and the lefty will get a good pitch to hit. Is he a normal power? He is, and Justin Smoke smokes this ball over the center field fence, and that is a home run to open the scoring here, and Vogelsong looks shocked. A 2-run shot for Justin Smoke. Peralta trots home from third, and Justin Smoke cleans it up for a 2-0 lead for Miami. Nobody out here. This was the 2 leadoff men. They both reached, and now the bases are empty for Kyle Schwarber. This will be a 3-7, and now Schwarber draws a walk. So Vogelsong is struggling here in the bottom of the 4th. A triple, a homer, and a walk. And what is going on? Ken Castro checking in. Hello, Ken. The chat is lively tonight, and I thank you guys for being here. You guys are making this fun for me. So now Jan Gomes, Hank Conger, is going to go and have a talk-in with Ryan Vogelsong, try and calm him down a little bit. And the umpire comes back and breaks up the party. And we'll see if Hank Conger can make this go a little bit better. So Vogelsong will pitch to Gomes. And it's a 2-8. And that one's going to be bounced right back to Vogelsong, who wheels and fires over to Campbell. Campbell over to Howard. And that's a 1-4-3 double play. That's just what the doctor ordered. And Hank Conger doing it in other ways now. He calmed down his pitcher. And there's 2 outs now. It'll be up to Connor Gillespie to keep this thing rolling. A leadoff triple, a homer, and now there's 2 downs. 2 down, and Connor Gillespie, he dribbles one over to Ryan Howard. Howard meets the ball at the base and just steps on the bag. And that will end the inning, but not before Justin Smokes puts a dent in one and gives Miami the 2-0 lead. Miami, they've lost 2 in a row now. They scored 3 runs against San Francisco in their last game, and so the 2-run shot is a big sigh of relief for them. They are struggling at the moment. They're in 12th place. They've only scored 38 runs, which is not very many in the KL. They've given up 59 runs, which is a minus 21 run differential. That's not very good. But they have a lead here. And Chad Bettis comes back out to work to McGee, Vogelsong, and then Pilar. McGee flew out to right field his last time. And this is a ground ball to third base. And Gillespie will get called to test here. He is a 4-range third baseman. A 4-17. And he's going to make the play. He dives for it. Gets back up quickly. And McGee does not run well these days. And he will get him by 3 steps. And now it'll be Ryan Vogelsong. They are going to let him hit. He's pitched pretty well up until those 2 batters, but then got the next 3. So we'll see if he can right the ship here. He's a pretty good hitter as well. But he bounces this one harmlessly over to over to Lowry. And Lowry's going to make the play easily over to first. And there's 2 quickly down now. So Bettis will face Pilar. And Pilar's been on twice. He singled and walked. Was caught stealing his last time up. And we'll see if he can get out again. No, he's going to strike out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Bettis. That's his 4th strikeout on the day. And he's feeling good now with that lead. And St. Louis is scoreless through 5. So Vogelsong comes back out for the bottom of the 5th. And while we're speaking of 5s, let me tell you quickly about the top 5 podcast that you should be listening to. That's the Rank 'em Up podcast. Do you like lists and rankings and passionate debates? Do you want to hear me argue with my friends Lilo and Don as we rank things like, what did we rank? We ranked the best Christmas songs. We ranked the best breakfast cereals. We ranked best Twitter accounts and YouTube accounts. The YouTube accounts was a long time ago, so if your name isn't on there, I'm sorry. That's the Rank 'em Up podcast. Check it out on iTunes, Google Play, and all your favorite podcast apps. And it's on Twitter at Rank 'em Up. All right, let's move to the bottom of the 5th. John Jay will lead off, then Chad Bettis and Jed Lowry. This is a 1-5. This one is dribbled over to second base, and Eric Campbell, who's made a couple of plays, will make this one. The makeshift second baseman playing pretty well today. He's got a hit and made a couple of good plays out in the outfield. And there's 1 out for Chad Bettis. No reason to take Bettis out at this point. And Bettis just stands there. Doesn't even look interested in swinging that bat. And he strikes out. That's the 4th strikeout for Vogelsong on the day. And now it's up to Lowry to keep this thing rolling. He's 0 for 2 today. The switch hitter, batting from the left-hand side, is going to put a charge in this one. It is going, and it is gone. Jed Lowry with a 2-out home run. Pretty much in the same spot that Justin Smoke belted one. And now it's a 3-0 ball game. Vogelsong was moving right along. Got 2 quick outs, and then Jed Lowry yards one. And now it'll be Ivan DeJesus, who's 0 for 2 as well. And Ivan DeJesus draws a walk. So Vogelsong has ebbs and flows where he gets everybody out and then he can't get anybody out. And now it'll be David Peralta. Peralta tripled in to lead off the 4th. Came around to score on that Justin Smoke home run. And he will see a pitch, and this is going to be a walk. So with 2 outs, Vogelsong hits a wall here. He gives up a homer to Lowry, a walk to DeJesus, and now a walk to to Peralta. And it'll be Justin Smoke, the batter, who smoked one out to center field his last time up. And yes, I know I've said that pun twice, but I'm probably going to say it again because I'm a pun guy. What can I say? And Justin Smoke, will they let Vogelsong pitch to him? It's 3-0. Let me think here. There's no real... Smoke was hit by a pitch and then hit a home run. They're going to give him one more batter here. If he can't get Smoke, then they may have to go get him. Smoke batting from the left side. He hits one out to left field. And that will be Will Myers out there. Myers is not a great left fielder. He's a 4-range left fielder, excuse me. A 412 is going to go to his E rating. His E rating is an 8. And we rolled a 10. And he's going to make the play. So Myers helping out Vogelsong here. and gets the nice play. And that will be the third out of the inning. But not before Miami Malamar score another run. And we close out the fifth. It's 3-0. St. Louis trailing Miami. The 5 best switch hitters of all time. You know, that would be a good topic to do, Jerry. My buddy Don, who's on that show, is a huge sports fan like I am. And but our other buddy Lilo is absolutely not. He would have no idea what a switch hitter even is. He is a tech nerd that works for Google, so he would probably have to Google that. You'd get some interesting search results for that one. Al Red Sox fan liked that pun. All right, thank you, Al. Chad Bettis now works to Castro, Howard, and Martinez in the 6th inning. To lead off, it'll be Castro at 2-9, and Castro is going to get a base hit here. It's going to be out into the outfield, and that will be a single. Castro's 2 for 3 today, making up for that early double play ball that he hit into. So Bettis with a man on first. That's Starlin Castro. He's a D stealer. He's not going anywhere. We'll face Ryan Howard. And Howard swings and misses. And that's the 5th strikeout of the day for Bettis. And there's one away. JD Martinez has been quiet. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And we'll face Bettis for the 3rd time. And he swings and misses and strikes out for the 2nd time. Bettis is getting stronger as the game goes along here. And now it'll be up to Will Myers. Myers will... This is a ballpark single chance. Will it sneak through? It will not. The shortstop, that's Jed Lowry, makes a fine jumping play from the outfield grass to rob Will Myers of a hit. And after the leadoff single from Castro, Bettis battles back and keeps St. Louis off the board again. He's scoreless through 6. And now Vogelsong comes back out. Will he pitch, though? It's Schwarber, Gomes, and Gillespie. His pitcher inning of weakness is the 6th. They are going to let him pitch here. Maybe they shouldn't, but they're going to let Vogelsong keep going here. It's a 1-4. This one is hit over to the first baseman, Ryan Howard, who picks it up and tosses it nice and easy over to Vogelsong at first. And there's one quickly away. Castro says Pete Rose, Al Red Sox fan, agrees. And Mickey Mantle has been mentioned. Lots of good switch hitters out there. This is a 3-9. And Yan Gomes swings and misses, and that's a strikeout. So Vogelsong, he's done this dance before, getting too quickly out and then running into trouble. Will it happen again here? That's a 2-8. And it is. That's going to be a single right up the middle for Connor Gillespie. And what is the deal with Vogelsong and 2 outs? It's his Achilles heel. And now it'll be John Jay. Do they let Vogelsong hit? Yeah, they're going to. Vogelsong is due up 4th. They'd rather not have to double switch because they don't have a lot of infield options at the moment. And the outfielders of Myers, Martinez, and Pilar are all pretty good. So they're going to let Vogelsong just try and get out of this. And he's not going to. That's going to be a single out to center field. Gillespie is going to move to second. And it'll be the pitcher's spot. Chad Bettis. Al Red Sox fan is going to hit the hay and listen. So, hey, thank you for stopping in here, Al. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for listening. Al Red Sox fan says, yeah, Eddie Murray, too. Yeah, I was going to mention Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray, I would say, and probably... Let me think here for a second. Was it... I'd put Carlos Beltran there, right, too? I'd put Carlos Beltran on the best switch hitters list. All right, so they are going to let Bettis hit here. There's 2 outs, men on first and second. Chad Bettis is the man up to the plate. And it's a 1-6. And that will be a strikeout. Bettis is just looking to get out of the batter's box as quickly as possible. That's the 6th strikeout for Vogelsong on the day, and he's out of the 6th. And we move to the 7th. It's a 3-0 ball game. St. Louis has some work to do here. They really need to win this game if they want to keep pace with Milwaukee and Pittsburgh ahead of them. Pittsburgh is in the #1 spot, and they are the team to beat in the KL. They're 11-2 right now with a 40-run differential, a +40. Milwaukee has been pretty good all season. They're 10-3, and right behind them is St. Louis. So they need to get this win, and they've got some work cut out for them. However, Hammer and Hank Conger will lead it off here. And he steps in from the left-hand side, and this will be a grounder over to short. Jed Lowry is the shortstop. He's a 4 range. So a 4-18 is going to be a nice play. Conger doesn't run well. Lowry struggled to get it out of his glove, but he makes the strong throw and is able to get Conger at first. Eric Campbell, he's 1 for 2 with a single today. And this is a 6-9, and he draws a walk. So maybe this is what gets the offense started. A 1-out walk to Eric Campbell. Now Casey McGee, he's 0 for 2. He's been hitting pretty well, but 0 for 2 today. This has a chance to be a single. A 1-3, and no, that's going to be a grounder to third base. And the third baseman is Gillespie. He wheels and tries to turn 2, but McGee somehow able to beat it out down the line. And we'll say it was a rough exchange for DeJesus at second base. And so Campbell is out at second, and McGee will be at first. And so they are going to get a pinch hitter now with 2 outs. Vogelsong is going to come off, and it will be... who will be pinch hitting here? It'll be Matt Joyce. Matt Joyce is going to be the pinch hitter. He has not hit very much this season. Joyce is... Let me look at his stats real quick for St. Louis. Matt Joyce is 1 for 4 in his limited pinch hitting duties so far, so not terrible. And Joyce, this is he's a left-hander. It's a 6-8. He flies one sky high out to center field. And the center fielder, John Jay, is going to make the catch. And that will retire the top half of the 7th. We move to the stretch. We've got a close ball game here. It's 3-0 Miami. The St. Louis Bats have not woken up yet. And we'll have to make a call to the bullpen as Ryan Vogelsong was pinch hit for. So let's take a look at the St. Louis bullpen and see what we can do here. We want to keep it close to give St. Louis the best chances possible. So I think they're going to have to go get... I'm looking at Pittsburgh. I'm like, why are these cards not matching up? I was looking at Pittsburgh's. They're going to get Sean Kelly out of the bullpen. Kelly has worked quite a bit here in this league. He's been busy, but he will have to make the call here. And it will be to the top of the order that he faces. It'll be Lowry, DeJesus, and Peralta. So the righty Sean Kelly comes out of the bullpen. Have you finished singing the song yet? Vogelsong goes 6. He gives up a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 3 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 6. And how many did he walk? 1, 2, 3. 3 walks. All right, now Sean Kelly makes his way. And Kelly for St. Louis, as I said, he was busy this year. He's pitched in 11 innings already, and this is the 14th game. He's given up 5 hits, no earned runs, 13 strikeouts, and 2 walks. So he's been pretty effective. He doesn't have a record right now. Beltran not in the top 5, huh? I guess I'd have to see the stats, but he'd have to be close. Sean Kelly to face Jed Lowry. Lowry homered his last time up. And this time he's hit by the pitch from Sean Kelly. And so Lowry is aboard. With nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th, Kelly has sprung Vogelsong. St. Louis down 3-0. Looking for some bullpen relief to keep this thing right where it is, and hopefully those bats will get started. And now Ivan DeJesus is up. This is a 2-9, and he walks. So not the start that Sean Kelly was hoping for. He puts 2 men on freely, 1 by a hit pitch, and now by a walk. So digging his own grave is Sean Kelly here. And it'll be David Peralta who tripled. And he's struck out and walked as well. And this will be a... Oh no, Sean Kelly serves up a meatball. What will David Peralta do? It is going to be a 19. That's going to be a triple. A bases clearing triple for David Peralta. That's his 2nd triple of the game. And this one will score 2 runs as DeJesus makes it all the way from first to score. And Lowry scores easily from second. So 2 triples for David Peralta on the day. And Sean Kelly comes in and just implodes. He's given up 3 straight base runners. And now it'll be Justin Smoke. Nobody out here, bottom of the 7th. Miami has plated 2 more runs. It's a 5-0 ball game. And Sean Kelly grasping at straws here at the moment. Jerry Ball has finished his top 5 switch hitters rankings. Let's see here. 5 is Frisch, 4 is Chipper Jones, 3 is Eddie Murray, 2 is Mickey Mantle, and number 1 is Pete Rose. Well, it's hard to argue with that, I guess. Justin Smoke now. How short of a leash, or how long of a leash, I should say, will have Sean Kelly have? This is a 3-7. 3-7 is going to be a bouncer over to second. Campbell is going to make the play, and the infield was in trying to keep the runs away. So that's going to be an out, the first out of the inning. And Sean Kelly gets the old Bronx jeer. And now Kyle Schwarber The infield continues to be in, trying to keep as many runs off the board as possible. And Kyle Schwarber swings through that pitch, and he strikes out. That's the second out of the inning. And it'll be up to Yan Gomes, trying to get that run home from third. It's David Peralta. The infield goes back to normal depth with 2 outs. And this will be a third base X chance. The third base is McGee. Excuse me, the third baseman is McGee, who is not their normal everyday third baseman. He is not the greatest out in the field. He is a 4-ranged third baseman. A 4-15 is going to be a single. It's going to sneak past his glove. And so Peralta is able to trot home from third. And Yan Gomes comes up with an RBI single here in the bottom of the 7th. And it is 6-0. So everything going Miami's way right now. And they've doubled their lead in this inning. It's 6-0. And Sean Kelly is officially imploded here. He will continue, though, for the moment. It's a 3-9, and he will get out of the inning with a fly ball out to left. Will Myers squeezes it tightly just to make sure. And that'll end the 7th. But St. Louis gives up 3 more runs. And now the pressure is on even further. It's 6-0. Chad Bettis, this will be his 4th time through the lineup. He'll face Kevin Pillar, and Pillar is 1 for 2 on the day. Singled and walked. And this will be a pop-up out to second base to Jesus. He is going to have a beat on it, and he will make the play. There's one quickly out here. Bettis looking pretty good here so far. It's a 1-8, and this one is hit out to left field. Starlin Castro is singled in his last 2 appearances. Will fly out to the left fielder Schwarber. And Ryan Howard now. Howard singled in the first inning and is 0 for 2 since then. The big lefty, and this is a catcher X. The catcher is Yan Gomes, as we just saw him with a run batted in, and he's a 2-range catcher. A 2-16. It's a pass ball, but nobody's on base, so it's a pop out. So Ryan Howard pressing a little bit, trying to get something started, and he gets underneath that pitch, and he pops it straight out in front of the catcher, and he makes the play. So a 1-2-3 inning for Bettis here in the top of the 8th, and it just doesn't look like it's St. Louis's day here, as Chad Bettis gets through the 8th unscathed. And as far as Miami goes, they will see a new pitcher. Sean Kelly has hit the showers. The manager has seen enough. And they will go to the pitcher. It will be Steve Geltz. So Geltz is the man to come on. He will face the 8, 9, and 1 batters. And before we check out Geltz's numbers, we'll get you Sean Kelly's total. It's not going to look good. If you're a fan of Sean Kelly or his family member of his, you may want to mute your headphones right now. Sean Kelly goes an inning. He gives up 2 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 1 and he walked 1. You're all clear. I'm giving you the all clear to turn your headphones back on, Mrs. Kelly. And now Steve Geltz. Steve Geltz, he's worked in 5 innings. He's got a 1-0 record. He's only given up 2 hits, 1 earned run with 8 strikeouts and 3 walks. He will face John Jay, and then we'll see if they leave Chad Bettis out there. Most likely they will, right? John Jay, though, he gets hit by the pitch. And this is how it all fell apart for Kelly in the last inning. He hit Jed Lowry to lead it off. And then a walk and a triple. Bases clearing triple. And now it'll be Chad Bettis. They are going to let him hit. Would they let him bunt? No, they don't want to even try for any injury. And so Bettis, he's probably up there just with the as far out of the box as possible. And he just watches those pitches pass by, and he strikes out again. That's the third strikeout for Bettis. Wanted no part of that at bat. And now it will be Jed Lowry on the top side here. Lowry's scored 2 runs today. He's homered, was hit by a pitch, reached on an error, and struck out. So an interesting stat line for him today. And it's a pop-up out to first baseman. Ryan Howard is going to have the play, and he puts it away. And there's 2 down. And it will be Ivan DeJesus now. DeJesus has walked a couple of times, 0 for 2. And against Geltz, this is a 3-6. And there's the third walk of the day for DeJesus, being patient, getting on base. That'll move John Jay over to second. And with 2 outs, there's 2 men aboard for David Peralta. Will he triple again? Maybe. Peralta has taken the lead in the triples category in the KL. He's up to 5 triples. He passes DJ LeMahieu for that honor. Will he get another one here? It's a 1-9, and no, he's going to strike out. So Geltz dances with danger, but ends up striking out Peralta to end it. End the 8th, I should say. And we move to the top of the 9th. St. Louis has some work to do. It's a 6-0 ball game. Chad Bettis looking to close this one out for himself. And he will face J.D. Martinez, Will Myers, and Hank Conger. Bettis. This is already the most innings he's gone so far this season. Bettis, if I remember from... Yeah, he only went 7 innings total this season in 2 starts. And J.D. Martinez puts a charge into this one. It's a ballpark home run chance that doesn't fly very well in Miami. And that one is going to die out into the outfield, into left field. J.D. Martinez thought he had one, but Miami is unforgiving when it comes to ballpark home runs. Martinez having a tough day. He's 0 for 4. And now it'll be Will Myers. Myers, he hits one out to right field. David Peralta, though, he tracks it down. And there's 2 quickly away. The crowd is on its feet, cheering for Chad Bettis. Will he get this last out? And you know who is up to bat. It is Hammer and Hank Conger. He's 1 for 3 on the day with the double. And Hank, this is a 2-4, and he draws a walk. So Bettis really didn't want anything to do with Hank Conger there. He'd rather not continue the Disney movie. And he will face Eric Campbell. Campbell's 1 for 2 today. Or will he face him? They are going to pinch hit for... actually, no, they can't because... Well, yeah, they are. They're going to pinch hit with James Loney. If somehow they come back to tie this up, it's going to be a scramble to see who's going to play second base. James Loney may have to play second base. So Loney will pinch hit here. in the ninth. Congers at first. Loney looking to keep this ball game rolling, and he pops it up behind the plate. The catcher, Jan Gomes, out of his crouch quickly, and he's going to unceremoniously end this ball game with a foul out behind the dish. Chad Bettis gets the shutout, and St. Louis blows an opportunity against one of the worst teams in the league. St. Louis drops a tough one, 6-0 against Miami. They fall to 9-5 on the season. Meanwhile, Miami improves to 6-8, and Miami, with that victory, they can charge up the standings, probably all the way up to maybe 8th. We'll have to see how this works out, but this has been very fun. I appreciate all you guys being here. The live chat was popping today, and I'm appreciative of all you guys that were here chatting. Ken Castro, Jerry Ball, Al Red Sox fan, the Statistician. Was there anybody I missed? I think that might have been it. You guys have made this game really fun, and I appreciate you guys joining me here. I'm going to finish up these totals. If you check out, no problem. Before you do, make sure you leave me a thumbs up, a like. Tell a friend if they're into Strat-O-Matic baseball and they're posting videos on YouTube, let me know here, and if I should check them out, post it here. If they don't know about me yet, please, if you like this channel, tell them and let them know about it. I'm here. I'm your hashtag late night Strat man here, and I appreciate being so. So I'm gonna get these totals wrapped up, and we'll see how this shakes out. Steve Geltz, his mom calls him Steven. He worked an inning. He gave up no hits, no runs, and struck out a pair. He did walk a man, though. The loss goes to Vogelsong. Chad Bettis worked a full 9. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits is all. A 6-hit shutout. He struck out 6 batters. And how many did he walk? 1, 2, 3. 3. Only 3 walks. So a 6-hit shutout for Chad Bettis. He gets the win. Bettis improves to... Come on, computer. Don't be stuck now. Oh, no. He improves to 2-1. The loss goes to Ryan Vogelsong. And Vogelsong is now 1-1 as well, or 1-1. It was a 6-0 ball game. And let's count the hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits for St. Louis. They did commit an error. And Miami had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits is all for Miami. 6 runs on 7 hits, and no errors for them. So the winning pitcher, Chad Bettis, goes a full 9 and gets the shutout, a 6-hit shutout. And I appreciate you guys being here. This has been really fun. Thank you guys for being a part of this project. I couldn't have asked for more. If you're a Twitterer, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at RNGIDP_Strat. That's it for me tonight. And have a good night, guys.